sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the heart of Texas and the spectacular AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's our visitors and the Dallas Cowboys. On the visiting sideline, their head coach. This guy's falling in the season opener, getting a second straight road game to start the season. On the Cowboys side, it's head coach Brian Schottenheimer. This guy's also Mike Tirico, Greg Oatson with you. The Pro Bowler Brandon Aubrey has a set. And off we go from Arlington. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. They're led out by the first-round pick in 2025 out of Ole Miss. It's Jackson Dart.
In last week's game, the opponent just really neutralized him and, frankly, this entire passing game. Nobody was open. When they were, he missed some throws. Offensive line had some protection issues. It just overall was a poor performance. So they understand if they're going to come into today's game and have some success, they've got to find a way to get some explosive production and some efficiency out of this passing game.
In danger of an opening 3 and out, they face 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, here comes Dart. He dives, and what a catch for the first down. Give him 18 yards on that one and a first down.
A gain of 18 on the play.
You just love to see this effort, especially on 3rd down. You understand, you want to keep this possession alive. You have to do everything in your power sometimes to bail out your quarterback, and it's exactly what he does here, and it brings up a fresh set of downs.
And he's going to be very close to the first down marker. Out of bounds after a gain of 9. We'll get a stoppage here. There is an injured Cowboy. Not something you want to see in the opening minute of the game. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and a yard. A run with the man out of Purdue. That's Tyrone Tracy. And he will lose yardage on the play. They knock him back to midfield.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on 3rd down.
And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
On the zone read, a give to Tracy. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
Defenses always have to make a decision, like how do they want to defend the zone read? Some teams want the quarterback to keep the ball. They want the ability to tackle the quarterback. Other teams, they want it to be a give read, and that's what we saw here. They were ready for it, and they take the running back down for a loss.
They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Operating from the gun, it's Dart. That's caught. It's Tyrone Tracy. A pickup of 12 yards. That's enough for a first down.
A gain of 12 yards.
Up the middle with Scatterboot. Space to run inside the 20. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. Dart going to keep this on the zone read, and he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. Off the play fake, it's Jameis. He'll get it into the hands of Slayton. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and 3rd down coming up.
And it's 3rd down.
Out of the gun, it's Winston. Open man, that's Slayton. And he's in. Darius Slayton for the score. That's his first touchdown of the new year.
I'll tell you what, Mike, this looks like a completely different offense from a week ago. They just couldn't get anything going. Their self-inflicted penalties, the opposing team really had their way with them, but they looked really sharp. They had a great opening script. They executed it to perfection. And then not only to sustain possession, Mike, but so important nowadays is to win those possessions in the red zone and come away with 6.
Cowboys nothing.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Short kick taken just inside the 20. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Cowboys come out, and they are led out by Dak Prescott, as they have been for a decade. Wow. It's his 10th season as a Cowboy, 3-time Pro Bowler, who is now 32 years old.
You watch the film from last week's game, and you come away saying, okay, he's probably one of their best players on the field, but you would never know it after meeting with him. He said, I don't even want to talk about my touchdowns. He said, there's just too many plays out there that I'm missing, and then, of course, the costly interception. So they didn't win. He's taking a lot of that responsibility onto himself, and frankly, that's the role of an NFL quarterback, whether you like it or not.
The first carry for the former Tar Heel, Javonte Williams. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. That's Bobby Okereke there for the stop.
Second and 8.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 8. A shotgun snap for Prescott. He'll go down. They drop him for the sack on the final play of this first quarter. So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. It's a close game early on. We're back to Arlington in a moment. On to the second quarter. Cowboys possess the football. 3rd and long as we are ready to get back underway. Dak facing 3rd and long. Left side, caught by Lamb. It'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the first down. It's going to bring up 4th down. On for the field goal now, it's Brandon Aubrey. This one from 52 yards away. Aubrey's kick is good. And the Cowboys are on the board. It's 7-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
On the return, it is Tyrone Tracy. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The visitors' offense ready now for their 2nd drive. Well, Greg, it will be a very busy stretch for the passports. A lot of international games to look forward to. 7-0 outside the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers last week in Sao Paulo. Great ones to follow. Vikings and Steelers in Dublin. Vikings in London playing the Browns the very next week. Broncos and Jets. Rams and Jags, who also play in London week 6 and 7. The Falcons and the Colts are going to be in Germany in week 10. And then the Commanders and Dolphins wrap up the international slate. That's in Madrid week 11. Greg, this has been such an additive part to the NFL season, all of these international games.
Yeah, I can tell you, Mike, having played one of the international games towards the end of my career in London, when I played for Carolina, it's a great experience. It's fun for the players, it's fun for the coaches, it's fun for the fans and the families. So I expect this slate to continue to expand. There's so many fun international cities around the world that love NFL football.
And from what you hear, there's more to come. We could be at the point someday, very soon, where every team plays one game outside of the U.S. in each regular season. Here's 1st and 10. Gart gonna throw it again. This one is caught by Robinson. He's gonna be taken down at about the 30.
A gain of
That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
First and 10.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route deck, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
It's a pickup of 6.
To the air on second down. Dart. Pass pulled in by Tracy. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. 3rd and a yard. They'll run the sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. Here is Graham Gano to try the field goal. This will be a 38-yard attempt. Gano's kick is good. And the visitors go out to a 10-3 lead.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
Short kick taken at the 17. Terrific return. He's taken down just shy of midfield. Dak can throw it here on first down. Quick shot caught by Colbert on the slant. And they will finally run him down. A big play for the Cowboys. 32 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd down.
Operating from the gun. Here's Dak. To the outside, looked in by Lamb. This drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team.
First down. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Prescott again. Here's a screen set up to Williams. Good hustle by the defense. They beat the offensive lineman to the blocks there. No gain on that screen pass. That's a timeout for Dallas. It's their 2nd as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Again, Prescott to the air. That's into the hands of Lamb. Last drive yielded 3. They'd like more. See what happens on 3rd and goal. To the air again. Prescott. They're called in at the 2. Now this defense will use the first of their timeouts. As the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in this 2nd quarter. The offense staying put. 4th and goal from the 2. They'll go for it. It's Williams. Good blocking, and he's in. Javonte Williams. Touchdown, Cowboys. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the year.
Now, remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
The extra point by Aubrey is good. And the Cowboys will tie things up. It's now 10-10. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Tracy now to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
They'll take
The visitors' offense going to get it one final time in this first half with a solid start so far. Touchdown and a field goal on their first 2 possessions. On first down, Dart. He's got his man, that's Slayton. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line. Now another timeout called by this offense. They have 1 remaining. They'll stop the clock at 24 seconds to go until halftime. On first and 10, here is Dart. That one complete, Devin Singletary. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. Now the offense will use their 3rd and final timeout. Clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. To throw, it's Dart on first and 10. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. So, halftime straight ahead, and we send it over to Scott Hansen, who has the EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. We enjoyed it so much last week, the EA folks said, hey, come back, let's do it again. So here we are, week 2. Let's get after it. Our trip around the NFL starts now. At Lambeau Field in Green Bay, the Packers at home to take on the Commanders. And it's the reigning Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jaden Daniels. The throw, the catch, and a 39-yard touchdown pass. The Commanders get a 2nd straight win to start the year as they get the tough road victory. Meanwhile, let's check in on the Dolphins as they play host to the New England Patriots. And it's the rookie, Trevion Henderson. Yeah, that's the way he says it. He's looking for the end zone, holding on to the football. The high draft pick has his first NFL touchdown. Lastly, let's go over to MetLife Stadium. The Jets taking on the Buffalo Bills. And it's last year's most valuable player, Josh Allen. One of 2 touchdown passes for him in this first half. The Bills, looking for a 2-0 start, they lead at the half. We'll give you a look now at the remainder of the games in progress in the early window and what's still to come here in Week 2 of the National Football League regular season. Meanwhile, in our game, we expected a tight one, and we got it, all even at the break, as we get you back out to the second half and rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Could not ask for more from that first half. All even as we begin quarter number 3. They play it short, take it at the 15-yard line. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this 3rd quarter. Well, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release, the draft has become this multi-day huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as this season gets going.
You know, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position. Cam Ward goes number 1, and obviously with Shador and all the conversations around that as the draft unfolded. But I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, I think you look at Ashton Genty. He gets drafted by Vegas. He's now with the Raiders. Pete Carroll. It kind of has the feel of, is he his Marshawn Lynch? Is he the bell cow back, under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early path Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them into a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not saying Genty's Marshawn Lynch, but he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their first-round pick.
Hey, let me ask you about Travis Hunter. Of course, the Heisman winner, Colorado, great play both sides of the ball as a receiver and a corner. You know, Greg, it's hard to come in this league and play well on one side of the ball. Is it realistic to think you may see him on both offense and defense?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, and I think to start, you have to say, okay, let's hang our hat on something. And I think when you look at the league, where is it harder to find impactful players? I believe it's harder to find impactful defensive backs. I think it's a harder position. I think the league favors the offense with the rules and the play style. So if I'm Jacksonville, I'm making Travis Hunter a defensive back on day one, and then I'm going to package my offensive plays around his skill set to take advantage of him as a wide receiver. And then as time goes on, it will eventually unfold where he'll be able to have a role on both sides of the ball more consistently. So if I was in Jacksonville, that's what I would do. But I think it's going to be very interesting to see how fast and how big of a role on both sides they give Hunter early in his rookie year.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. From the shotgun, it's Dak. This pass right side, caught by Lamb. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. His fifth catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
He's going to keep it himself.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Second and 7.
No play action. It's Prescott. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up third down.
They just have to be more creative with their route concepts, Mike. I mean, there's nobody open, nowhere to go with the ball, and quarterback's just forced to throw that one away.
On third down, here's Williams. And this defense holding their ground. They'll stop him for no gain. Fourth down, straight ahead.
A gain of only a yard. It's fourth down.
On for the field goal now, it's Brandon Aubrey. This, about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Cowboys going to take the lead. It's now 13-10. So the mistake there, the roughing call on the field goal, they'll take the 3 points off the board, keep possession of the ball, and have it first down. And he's going to go backwards, taken down at the 6.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on second and goal.
One more time for Williams. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's third down. So we'll take it to the other end as we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Wow, an important one coming here. Tie game, late, and this is third down. The blitz overwhelms the offensive line, and down he goes. Abdul Carter having a lot of success here early in the season. 2 sacks the opener, and he's got another one here. So, pressure kick coming now for Brandon Aubrey. This to take the lead here in the 4th. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And they take the lead here in the fourth quarter.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the fourth quarter.
And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense headed back to take over once more. Greg, it's one of those weird feelings you build all year for the opener. When you play a tight game and lose, it kind of changes the feeling coming into this week a little bit.
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you're not careful, what's that cardinal rule? You don't want one loss to turn into two.
And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him. Former third overall pick, Quinton Williams. He gets in to drop him for his first sack of the young season.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up third and
Out of the gun, third down. It's Dart. Right back to Neighbors. He's got it again. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. And that will be a first down.
a gain of 11 on the play. Results in
and this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. The big fella, Quinton Williams, forcing his way in for the sack.
This is what you don't want to see out of your quarterback. As that pocket starts to collapse, the good ones, they can keep their eyes downfield and feel the rush. They don't need to see the rush. Here, his eyes go down. He starts moving around the pocket. Nowhere to go with the ball, and they bring him down for a sack.
Out of a gun, here comes Dart. This defense hitting their ears back, coming to get him again. Quinton Williams. He's in to drop him for a sack, and that will bring up fourth down.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front, because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs. Here's a handoff to Williams. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. So, fresh out of the 2-minute warning, they'll use another timeout on this side of it at 1:55. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll go again here with Williams. And now at 1:52, the defense will pull the plug there as they take a timeout.
a gain of 2. Brings up third and
They need to get it to the 27. This is third down. They'll drop to throw. That's out wide to Williams. Now this defense will use a third and final timeout, as they'll discuss what's to come. Fourth down's looming. So, pressure kick coming now for Brandon Aubrey. This to stretch the lead to more than a field goal. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. A big 3 points as they extend their fourth quarter lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
The visitors' offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Out out of shotgun. It's Dart. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Operating from the gun, it's Dart. Oh, the pressure too much. He goes down. The crowd cranking it up another notch before 3rd and long. The throw is Dart, taking the deep shot here with Robinson.
They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and it puts all of the pressure of the game now on 4th down. Let's see what play call they have in a gotta-have-it situation, and right now, this quarterback needs to make his best throw in the biggest moment of the game.
And that is incomplete. They had their chance and took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Gotta let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on down. The Cowboys offense ready to take over once more. And with the defense out of timeouts, they cannot stop the clock. Just a couple of kneel downs should do it. So it's a win for the Cowboys. They get the home victory here in the division in the first of their 2 scheduled matchups. Have a chance to go for the season sweep on the road later in the season. And that'll do it for my